This time, we're diving deep into engineering assessment reports.
Those EA reports, they're like heart and soul of pipeline operations, especially when you're thinking about bringing a line back online.
We want to understand how these reports can be made better, more efficient. You pointed us toward this TPA, Trusted Pipeline Advisor.
They've got this EA reporting hub, which seems like a really interesting way to streamline how these reports are put together. And the really cool part is how it ties into TRIAGE by AbaData.
Yeah, that triage connection seems key. Our deep dive today is all about this TPA EA reporting hub, how it works, how it uses triage, and how it can really improve that whole EA reporting process, make things smoother, more reliable for pipeline integrity.
Exactly. And before we get into the specifics of the hub, it's helpful to consider what are the traditional challenges that people have faced when putting these reports together? What's the hub actually trying to solve?
Good point. Let's start with the basics. What are those pain points, those headaches that folks in the field have been dealing with for years?
Think about it. A lot of times, the data you need for an EA report is scattered all over the place, right? Different systems, databases, spreadsheets, what have you.
I've seen that firsthand. It's a nightmare trying to pull everything together.
Right. You end up with this situation where it's hard to get a truly accurate and complete picture.
And I bet it takes forever, too, just gathering all that info.
Manual processes, lots of time spent chasing down data, verifying it, putting it all together. And when you're under pressure to meet deadlines, project deadlines, regulatory deadlines, that can be really stressful.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Especially when the quality of the report is so critical for safety and compliance.
And then there's another issue with the traditional approach, and it has to do with how static the assessments can be. They provide a snapshot in time, which is valuable, but they don't always capture the way pipeline integrity can change over time.
Like how risks can evolve as the pipeline ages and operating conditions change.
Yeah, exactly. That overlife perspective is crucial if you're really going to manage risks effectively.
So we've got these traditional challenges, data scattered everywhere, manual processes eating up time, and assessments that don't always take that long-term view of integrity. And now we have the TPA EA reporting hub, this new streamlined pathway, faster, more efficient.
I think a lot of the streamlining comes from the hub's ability to centralize all that data. Instead of having it spread out all over the place, you've got one place where you can access everything you need.
So one central hub for data. That takes care of one headache right there. What else is the hub doing to make this whole EA reporting process smoother?
Well, one of the big things is automation. They're using these automated workflows to handle a lot of the tasks that used to be done manually. Okay, so the key here is that the TPA platform is actually powered by TRIAGE. And TRIAGE, for anyone who might not be familiar, it's a respected hazard classification service, especially in Western Canada. It's the gold standard.
It's not just generic risk data. It's specific to the region and based on years of experience and analysis.
Exactly. So when you're using the TPA EA reporting hub, you're essentially grounding your assessments in this really solid, trusted data about potential hazards.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you're a company with multiple pipelines, right? And you're using this hub to create EA reports for all of them. Because all those reports are drawing on the same high-quality, regionally specific data from TRIAGE, it gives you a much more consistent and reliable basis for managing risk across your entire pipeline network.
Gotcha. What does this all mean for the people actually using the hub? What are the real tangible benefits they can expect to see?
The most immediate benefit is speed. You're going to be able to generate those EA reports much faster.
Time is money. And anything that can speed up the process without sacrificing quality, that's a win.
Definitely. And it's not just about speed either. It's also about confidence. When you know you're working with accurate, up-to-date data and a streamlined process, you can be a lot more confident in the quality and thoroughness of your assessment. You have a clear record of the data, the analysis, the decisions that went into the EA report. So if there are ever any questions or concerns, you can easily go back and see exactly how you arrived at your conclusions.
Transparency and accountability, that's always a good thing in this industry.
Right.
Now let's talk about corrosion management plans, or CMPs.
Right.
These are crucial for keeping pipelines operating safely over the long term.
Yeah, corrosion is a huge issue, and these CMPs, they're included in the TPA EA reports. But what's interesting is that they're not just generic templates. Instead, they're specifically designed to be risk-aligned. That means the strategies for mitigating corrosion are directly based on the risks identified for that particular pipeline through the assessment process, informed by the triage data we were talking about. It's all about being targeted and efficient.
I want to dig into something that really caught my eye. Automated OpenAI workflows. Now, this sounds pretty high-tech.
The TPA-EA reporting hub is incorporating automated workflows that are powered by an OpenAI large language model. What makes this really cool is that this AI model has been trained on a massive data set. We're talking over 250 completed TPA-EA reports.
Wow. All from real pipelines.
Yeah, all from real-world EA reports generated between 2015 and 2025. This AI has essentially learned from a decade of experience in pipeline assessment. The AI can help draft sections of the EA report itself. Not quite writing the whole thing, but it can definitely take on some of the heavy lifting. And because it's learned from all those previous reports, it can make sure the language is consistent, that it follows established best practices, and that nothing important gets missed.
So it's about speeding up the process, but also about ensuring quality and consistency.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this OpenAI integration so exciting. The biggest takeaway is that the TPA EA Reporting Hub represents a step forward in how we approach EA reporting. The connection to TRIAGE means you're working with the best available risk data, and the OpenAI integration brings a new level of intelligence and automation to the process. It's been a great discussion.
And to all our listeners out there, keep those pipelines flowing safely, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.